How much does a green card cost? So I regularly receive this question in the context of spouse-based green card applications. So an immigrant spouse marries a US citizen spouse, and then they come to me and they ask me how much does the entire process cost. We're going to be discussing what the government filing fees are, what other expenses you should expect during the process are, and what a range for attorney fees might be during this entire process if you choose to use an attorney. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Puyan Darian, an attorney focused entirely on immigration law, and I'll be posting a new video each week on family-based immigration. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. There are generally three major expenses with some side expenses that you should expect during this process. So the side expenses could be fees you pay to document translators. For example, if your birth certificate isn't in English and you need it translated, or travel expenses, flying your loved ones over to the United States. These aren't really going to be discussed in this video. We're going to be discussing the main mandatory fees that you're going to be paying. The first one is the USCIS government filing fee. So if you're filing a family petition along with a green card application, the government filing fee is going to be a combination of $535 for the family petition and $1,225 for the green card application if the applicant is over the age of 14. If they're younger, then it might be less if they're filing it with a parent. But that's beyond the scope of this video. So when you're filing a family petition and green card application simultaneously, in what I refer to as an adjustment of status application package, you're going to be paying $1,760. I'll include a check for that amount made payable directly to US Department of Homeland Security when I mail my clients' applications to USCIS. Now, in that package that we mail to USCIS, we will now include a medical examination. That medical examination costs money. And in New York, around my office, you'll typically pay anywhere from $200 to $400 for that medical exam. What I recommend is my clients go on the USCIS Find a Doctor website, which allows you to enter your zip code to find all the USCIS certified physicians near you. These are private doctors' offices who received some certification to be able to perform and sign off on the USCIS medical exam. So the way it would work is you would call a doctor, you would say, hey, how much do you charge to do the I-693 medical exams? And the doctor's office will say like, oh, well, it's case by case, depends on what vaccines you need, but our base price is $250. In my area, that's a pretty good price, anywhere from $200 to $400, probably closer to $400 if you don't need a ton of additional vaccinations. And some of these doctors' offices will try to upsell you on vaccines if there's no evidence that you've been vaccinated. So you should, let's call it $400 expectation for the medical exam. And finally, an attorney fee. So if you're using an attorney for this process, I generally see fees anywhere from $2,500 and up just for the attorney fee, probably $2,500 to $6,000 for an entire package like this from start to finish. Now, don't quote me on that. Every attorney charges different fees. Some do it hourly, some do flat fee basis. It also depends on what state you're in. Keep in mind that there might be additional services required for your case that could dramatically drive up the cost. For example, if you need a waiver, there will be an additional government filing fee, typically $930, and the attorney will charge you probably a lot more to prepare the waiver package. You might be wondering, what's a waiver? Do I need one? That's a topic that I've discussed in other videos, but let's say you previously have some criminal conviction or immigration fraud. You entered the US with like someone else's visa or passport, or you previously misrepresented something to USCIS or in your immigrant visa application before you came to the US. You might need to apply for a waiver. It could be very expensive. I've seen attorneys charge for over 40 hours of attorney time to prepare these waivers. So that can more than double your total legal fee. So just something to watch out for. Don't go to your local lawyer and say, hey, Darian in his video said you'll do this whole thing for $2,500, because I'm just trying to give you guys a general sense of what it could cost. It's very regional, and it depends on what services you specifically need in your case. A question that people commonly ask after we go through the consultation is, okay, so that's the price for my green card application. What about my kids? Like, is it gonna cost that much for each specific individual? And the answer is it depends on the lawyer you use. In my office, when we're doing green card packages for an entire family, I'll usually offer a substantial discount for like the second and third application that we're filing if it's all one family unit, because otherwise the price can be prohibitively expensive for some people. And a lot of the info that I use to prepare these packages is duplicate info, so it's not truly double the work to do two of them, although sometimes it can be, so I don't want to say that for everyone. While we are on the topic of fees, a lot of people want to know, what is your specific fee for a family petition or green card application? But I can't answer that question until I've consulted with you to see exactly what legal services you need. If I give you a general fee and then it turns out you don't even qualify for a green card because you illegally entered the US, or you need much more than a basic green card package because of an issue in your immigration history and you need a waiver, it would be disingenuous for me to just quote a random fee to you. So we do need you to schedule a consultation and for me to meet with you for the hour to go through your entire case. If you want to schedule a consultation with my office, we do charge a consultation fee, which is necessary for me to be able to give you a full hour of undivided attention to review your case and determine what legal services you might need. Keep in mind that I do let you use the hour however you'd like. It's your time. I'll spend it however you like. If you want me to review stuff that you did, forms that you filled out, and try to give you tips on how to improve your chances of success, that's fine. Or if you want to use it to create a strategy for your green card application and family petition and just create a timeline for the future, we can do that as well. I do have a general formula that I like to use for my consultations, but I'm more than happy to deviate if someone has any specific needs. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this video. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below. If you're new to my channel, be sure to like and subscribe. I put out similar videos on a weekly basis, and I'll see you guys next week for another video.